there, I'm Kathy B. I have Be Healthy Lifestyle Education, and I have a particular interest in children's health. My background is children's education. I was a teacher for over 20 years, and during that time I saw a lot of behavior issues, I saw a lot of health issues with children based on many reasons, but one was what they were eating. So I decided to study nutrition and become a nutrition lifestyle educator with the hopes that what I can bring to families will help the children become healthier and in turn become healthier adults. So I researched lots of different programs to see what would work, and I kept going back to the idea that I can teach the kids how to eat healthy and the difference between good foods and not so good foods. But the bottom line is whatever the parents are feeding them and shopping for them is what's going to make the difference. So I found a program, fortunately, that was created by famous pediatrician Dr. Bill Sears. He's written many, many books on parenting and health for children. And his program is called Lean Start. And Lean is an acronym. The L stands for lifestyle, E is for exercise, A is for attitude, and N is for nutrition. So this program is actually designed for parents of children ages 3 to 12. And it's done in a really fun way, and it empowers the parents to bring the information back home to the children so they create health and happiness in their home. The program is divided into 6 sessions. It can be taught 1 hour 6 times, over 6 weeks, or 2 hours over 3 weeks, however you want to do it. But each session has a very unique property, and the parents go home with information to share with their families. This is the workbook that the parents have. It's a Lean Start activity book, and it's broken down in a really fun way. There's a lot of hands-on things that I do as the educator, where the parents actually. So the course is divided into 6 different sessions, each session having its own unique property, a different educational proponent to it that the parents can take home to their kids. The first session is traffic light eating. Now, that doesn't mean stopping at traffic lights to eat while you're driving, although I hate to admit that's kind of what I thought at first. What it is, it's the red light, yellow light, green light approach. Meaning that foods that are green light are foods that are found in nature. They're natural. You can eat as many of them as you like. They're high in fiber, protein, low in calories. They're just natural goodness. And the funny thing about those foods is you really can't overeat, because with healthy foods that are full of fiber, your body naturally tells you when you're full, you've had enough, and you don't crave other kinds of foods. So those are the kinds of foods that we really want to focus on. Then there's the yellow light foods, which are kind of healthy. They're not unhealthy, but they're not the kind that you want to eat as often as you like. Say, for example, as often as maybe fruits and veggies. They're foods that have the healthy kinds of fats, the omega-3 fats, the monounsaturated fats. But those are still high in calories, because fat has 9 calories per gram, regardless if it's the good fat or the bad fat. So you want to eat those, but in moderation. You don't want to have those as often as you like, but you can eat them in smaller portions. And then there's the red light foods, and the red light is like stop, think about what you're doing. Those are the foods that we tend to really like. We consider them the treats, donuts, cakes, pies, foods that are high in saturated fats. Those tend to be the foods that, like I said, children gravitate toward if they were raised with that. Those are foods that you really have to stop and think about and see if there's a healthier alternative. So the first session is based on that, and it's identifying which foods fall into those categories. And that's a lot of fun. The second session is breakfast and grains. And breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and grains are actually very good for you. But in our society, we've gotten to the point where everything is refined. We have white flour, white rice, white sugar, and that just means it's been refined and all the natural goodness has been taken out. So this session teaches about healthy grains, the whole grain, and why they're healthy, the fiber fiber, the protein, the way they fill you and nourish you. So that's an excellent session, and a lot of people really become aware of things they hadn't heard of before. And in this session, I always say, if it's white, don't bite. And that's kind of the easy way to remember about whole grains as opposed to the refined. The third session is on veggies and fruits. And again, like I was saying, the fruits and veggies fall under the first category, the green light category, because they're found in nature, they're grown, they're not processed through a factory, and they're the healthy foods. And in that session, we also talk about why they're healthy. Different foods that help build up the immunity. They help, we call them grow foods, help children grow. And not just physically, but mentally, behavior-wise, emotionally. The right kind of foods have a big impact on that. Then our fourth session is the skinny on fat. And everybody needs fat, and especially children. But there's good fat and there's bad fat. And understanding which fats fall into which category is very important. And we keep in mind that the children's brains are 60% fat, so if you're not feeding it, they're lacking in development. So fat is good, just the right kinds of fats. And then our fifth session is power up on protein and play. And you can eat right, but it's also very important to exercise. And for children, we're not going to say you need to go to the gym 3 days a week. There's all kinds of fun things that they can do that they're getting the exercise from. And even more importantly, teaching parents how to do that with their children. Games they can play together, that they're both getting exercise. And maybe away from the TV set a little bit more, or video games, and just getting out and enjoying each other's company and getting the benefits of the exercise as well. And then finally, the sixth session is water your growing child, and it's the importance of water for the body. Very often, we think we're getting enough beverages because children are drinking sodas, we're drinking coffee, and we see it as fluids, but all of those liquids that I just talked about actually drain, make you dehydrated because they're caffeinated, and caffeine does that to the body. So the importance of how much water, what water does for the body, and why it's important for us. So those are the 6 sessions with the Lean Start program, and they're always a lot of fun, they're always hands-on, and they not only help the kids, but they help the parents. So there you go, it's a great program, and that's why I use it.